Now, we all know how much of a charmer Rob is, and of course, a highly skilled public relations consultant. So we have assumed he would have done a pretty good job showing the Wick family his best side. It is our absolute pleasure tonight, therefore, for Nij and I, who also by a happy coincidence are both lawyers, to try and unwind the spin and give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And for Rob, you can expect your justice to be swift. So I will be taking you through Rob's years of self-discovery, his school years, and his gap year. Nij will take over the story at Rob's grimy, grungy student days. But before all that, I would like to say, Ali, you look absolutely beautiful tonight. And we all know what a lucky guy Rob is. You make a great team, and I know you're going to be very happy together. I also have a few messages from some friends who are not able to be here tonight. Bear with me. Dan and Kirsty Ball. They send all their love, as well as from their little one. And Dan says to you, have a Jameson's on him. Jim Wilkins. This is one of Rob's friends from Freud Communications, his old PR company. Rob, the moment we bonded over a few free cocktails at the Ali G premiere after party, something told me we'd soon become firm friends. It may have been you telling Nasty Nick from Big Brother he was actually quite a nice bloke. Or maybe it was when you started cheering while I challenged JK from Jamiroquai to a dance-off. I wanted to say thank you for letting me stay on your floor that very evening, and I apologise retrospectively for trying to get Darius back to your flat for an acoustic jam. Congratulations to you and Ali on your wedding day. Lots of love, Jim Wilkins. And this one is from Georgina Blasky. Dear Ali and Rob, congratulations on your wedding day. Adam and I are very sad to miss it, not to mention the sunshine, but we are thinking of you on this special occasion. Ali, we have known each other for 15 years, and I'm so sorry I've not made it to Hunter Valley today. We have shared so many wonderful times in our lives over the years, and some pretty wild ones too, that are best not mentioned in current company. I know you and Rob will be so happy together and have a fantastic marriage. You are a fabulous couple, and it has always been clear to me how perfectly matched you are and how happy you make each other. So all the Blaskys wish you love, laughter, and happy ever after. All my love, Georgie. Right, back to Rob. So, I'm sure you're all wondering what Rob was like at school. Well, he was of course very sporty and gifted academically, but he was also a very keen actor. From a young age, he had always hoped to be a star of stage and screen. He was often the lead role in such dramatic works as The Crucible and various Shakespeare classics. However, as well as serious acting roles, his dramatic talents also lent themselves to the odd musical. And perhaps then, this explains the dancing. For those of you that have been out on the tiles with Rob, I think you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Rob has an incessant need, normally after a few drinks, to grab anyone from your sister to your granny and murder the dance floor with them. This isn't just any type of dancing either. Rob has borrowed from all the classics, from Siroc, ballroom to rumba, and come up with his very own unique style. So Rob, for the first dance tonight, I would like to say, no pressure. We're expecting nothing less than Travolta brilliance. And for those ladies tonight who may get lucky enough, after the first dance, to have a turn to experience Rob's ballroom moves firsthand, then don't say you haven't been warned, and I would say limber up first. As for his guitar playing, that came later on, and as his teacher, I take full responsibility. And for anyone who has enjoyed and sometimes endured his song, I Am a Jigsaw Puzzle, let's just say he's still working on it. Also from a young age, Robin showed a self-confidence not only on the stage, but also off it. And I'm sure it will come a little surprise that this confidence also made him a bit of a hit with the ladies. When I sat down to write this speech, I tried to think of the first signs of Rob's self-assurance, and one event did spring to mind. It was one lunchtime at school. I recall there were about 10 of us trying to chat up the hottest girl in the year. And I know any mention of any other girls in this type of speech is an absolute no-no, but Ali, we were 13, so I hope you're going to give me a pass on this one. So there we were, the 10 of us, bees circling the honeypot, trying not to get stuck, when who should appear to cut through the pack with the confidence of a young Patrick Swayze, but Robin, strutting over to us wearing his brand new fluorescent ski jacket. Come on, it was 1990. Rather than vie for the ladies' attention with the one-liners of his peers, he pushed his way to the front and without so much of a word, proceeded to take off his jacket and place it over her shoulders. Like some knight in shining day-glow armour, he left the rest of us feeling a bit out of moods and somewhat cramped for style. This ability to undermine his peers in the pulling stakes really continued throughout the single days, making Robin absolutely useless as a wingman. Along with his acting and Lothario skills, never to be accused of being boring or one-dimensional, Rob was also a bit of a hippie at school. Yes, the age of Aquarius dawned early for Robin, and whilst many of us were concerned at school with more physical needs to satisfy, Rob could be found sitting in his darkened room, furiously focusing on the light of a candle, trying to give himself an out-of-body experience. Declaring that his mum had said he was going to fulfill some prophecy and become a star child. Of course, his somewhat baffled friends, being the good-natured type, did not wish to damage his pride, so we humoured him. Now he has grown up and finally flown the nest home, I think it is a good time as any to break it to him. Rob, the star child thing, that's what all our mums said. Of course, nowadays Rob takes himself slightly less seriously and leaves his flame-induced out-of-body experiences to be caused by one of his other favourite rituals, the flaming Zambuca. An admirable trait of Rob's is, of course, his adventurous spirit. Another more amazing feat is his ability to take that spirit and use it to persuade his less adventurous and less physically able friends to join him, e.g. me. So it was then that deciding on destinations for our year out after school, Rob suggested we go to the Himalayas to impart our worldly wisdom acquired thus far and knowledge of the English language to the school children of the Nepali foothills. I'll spare you the 2,000 slides, but here are some memories that stick in the mind. One night in the neighbouring village, after dinner, we sat down quietly drinking tea, when suddenly Rob jumped up right in the middle of the room, let out a yelp and pulled down his trousers. Rob pointed about an inch from his groin, and then all became clear. Rob had acquired a tick. These are nasty little insects that literally headbutt their way into your skin, leaving their legs and bodies sticking out. Unfortunately for Rob, ticks cannot be pulled out for fear the head will be left behind. So Rob had a long, sweaty night ahead of him, wondering whether the tick would dislodge itself and venture to warmer parts of his prized possessions. So, with some irony, Rob had finally found a bed partner that I was not jealous of, and it was only in the morning that we found a doctor to cut it out and ensure Rob's manhood and the low lineage was safe. Other highlights of our journey included dragging a goat up the hill and then slaying it for the school picnic, living for 8 months without loo roll, knowing your left hand from your right was pretty crucial. And last but not least, Rob thought it would be a good idea for our spiritual development to do away with glass mirrors and instead rely on the other's opinion of how they were looking each day. Needless to say, that requires a level of tact that only a true friend can master. The greatest thing about Rob is he will always take you on his adventures with him, but he will never leave your side or abandon you. And when his adventures involve drinking Sambuca with flames in, that is definitely appreciated. But seriously, the metaphor applies in all of Rob's life and all his many friendships. I know I speak for many of us when I say that this is a guy you would literally follow anywhere. I have done so many, many times, and only with the best memories to show for it. Rob, you will always be my best mate, and someone I truly respect. Ali, I know Rob is going to be a great husband, and a great father, and if one of those conspiracy theories from those books he used to love so much when he was young does come true, if the skyscrapers fall and civilization ends as we know it, Rob, I know, will be there in his loincloth, catching the wildebeest, and keeping you and the kids safe from harm. Rob and Ali, I wish you both all the happiness in your life together. And I can't wait to see what adventures you have lined up for us in the years to come. But needless to say, I'm with you all the way.